I think that my wife's new friend is trying to separate me and my wife so she can have her, but she doesn't know that my wife already rejected her. I have been married to my wife, Sam, for 3 years. We moved to a new city about a year ago because I was offered a promotion. Sam was hesitant at first but soon came around to the idea. Since arriving in the city, we have both been busy with work and have struggled to make new friends. Around 4 months in, Sam told me she had met a new friend, Jane, and they had a lot in common. I was happy for her, and we planned a double date with Jane and her husband a few weeks later. At the first dinner, we started to make the usual small talk, but when I tried to engage with Jane, she seemed cold and dismissive. For the rest of the night, I was left to speak to the husband while my wife and Jane were deep in conversation. Every time I tried to join their chat, Jane started talking to my wife again. The husband never tried to get involved. I brushed this off as Jane maybe being a bit shy around new people and forgot about it. Over the next month, Sam and Jane would text constantly, have long phone calls at night and meet up a couple of times a week for coffee/lunch. This didn't bother me and I just thought that they were forming a close friendship. We then went out again for dinner and the same thing happened, although Jane spoke to the whole group more this time, but she made a number of comments alluding to her being bisexual and her and husband being in some sort of open relationship. When we moved on to a bar, Jane sat across from my wife and started openly flirting with her. She would make suggestive comments, compliment her and use any excuse to make physical contact with her, touching her hands, shoulders, etc. When we got home I made a joke asking Sam if she enjoyed her date with Jane. She looked confused and asked what I meant. I said that Jane had made me a bit uncomfortable with her flirting, but she said that's just how she is. I told her that I wasn't sure Jane just wanted to be friends and asked her to be careful. For reference, Sam has never shown any real interest in women and as far as I know she is straight. She is also endearingly naive and will always see the best in people. The texting and calls continued and Sam started going over to Jane's apartment at least once a week and wouldn't come home until quite late. I was wary but she would always tell me what they had done/watched, etc. After one of these visits, I asked what Jane's husband was up to and was slightly shocked to hear that he was away on a business trip. Apparently he traveled a lot and Jane didn't like being home alone. This came to a boiling point a few weeks ago when I took Jane's husband to play golf. We were supposed to go out for drinks/dinner after with the other two guys, but they both had to cancel last minute. On the 10-minute drive back to my house, I could see Jane's husband texting Jane. Jane and Sam were supposed to be going out for shopping and lunch, but when we arrived at my place they both looked flustered, sitting at opposite ends of the couch. We made awkward small talk for a while, but I went into the bedroom. I noticed Jane's smartwatch sitting by the bed. They left quickly and I decided it was time to talk to Sam. I casually asked her what she bought at the mall and where they went for lunch. She said they decided to stay home instead because Jane had a headache. I asked her to be honest about what they had done and she swore that they had just chatted all afternoon and they were just friends. I told her I was uncomfortable with a lot of things that have happened, but she tried to reassure me. I noticed later that the smartwatch was gone.